Yeah, I think the residential market has had an interesting time, impacted positively as these new office occupiers have come into the city for the first time, bringing a new workforce who are looking for accommodation. We've certainly found a lot of demand in the likes of Savills Island and Yas Island, where people are looking for good quality, but lifestyle as well is important. Elsewhere in the city, we've had a huge amount of development over the recent years, during the COVID times mostly, at Raha Beach, and occupancy levels are increasing there. Across the city, we're finding some of the older buildings, people are moving out from those older buildings to these newer areas, looking for a flight to quality, better amenities, more modern environments and close proximity to schools and retail centres as well. So it has been a busy market in that respect. Lots of transactions. Aldar releasing many new projects, particularly in and around Yas Island, which is creating a strong demand in the market, which has been positively impacted as a result of these new launches. Rentals have been somewhat stable, with one or two exceptions of beachfront properties, and the newer properties are in very high demand. There's certainly been over demand in that sense, which has driven up the rentals. In more secondary areas, it's been about 3-4% uplift year on year. There is more availability across the market with these new developments, so landlords are having to be realistic, sometimes be a bit more flexible in terms of the number of rent payments that are made, but the market is adapting to that new demand level. Yeah, I think 2022 has been a bit of a breakthrough year for the office sector in Abu Dhabi. Particularly in the Grade A office space. We've seen an awful lot of financial services from overseas coming into the market for the first time, coming to Abu Dhabi perhaps rather than to other Emirates where before that they would otherwise be concentrated. And it's had an upwards impact on rental. One of the main reasons for that actually is a lack of Grade A office space available in the market. There's been such a high take-up. There is some new Grade A space in the pipeline, particularly at Masdar City and on Yas Island, but the delivery of those is a little bit further down the track. So we expect from 2022 going through into 2023 that the demand for space will still be at a premium and have a positive impact on rentals. I think elsewhere in the market, in terms of the Grade B and Grade C space, we're now seeing a lot of some of the older buildings having very substantial refurbishments to keep them relevant, to keep them popular with the market. Rental levels at that levels have remained relatively static, probably a 3 or 4% uplift year on year. So the industrial market's becoming quite interesting now with more product coming into the market. KEZAD is continuing to grow at a fast pace with its port access. That's now significantly been uplifted now with Etihad Rail coming online. The first phase has now just been launched with further phases to come in the foreseeable future. But that has generated a lot of demand, a lot of interest in that as a location. In fact, across 2022, we're seeing almost a 17% uplift in rental values at KEZAD. In other areas, like ICAD, again, very, very popular, continuing to be supported by the oil and gas sectors. We're seeing there about a 10% year-on-year rental growth. More traditional areas, some older stock, still occupancy levels very, very high, limited availability. Rentals in that older stock more or less staying the same, with other than an inflationary uplift each year.